Hi, this is Travis from Tenno Farms, and today I'm going to take some of my comfrey here and dig it up and propagate to make more plants from the roots. So this is Russian Bocking number 4 comfrey. I got it from Permapasture's farm, and it's done really well for me here. I had 13 or 14 roots that they sent me, and every single one of them made it. So I'm going to dig a few of these, maybe just one for today, just to make sure I do it right up now that it's gotten cold and we've had our first frost. I'm going to take it over here by the garden. Then I'm going to dig a trench here along this side of the garden and just put one of these about every, 6 inches to a foot. So I can just have a nice big row of comfrey here. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I think that'll be a good time to put it in, because they like to get watered in right after they go in. That's the one thing you do have to do, is water comfrey after you plant it. Otherwise, it's about impossible to kill. So I'm going to dig a trench here, and then I'm going to dig one of those up. Supposedly you can get around 80 plants from the roots of one plant. So that should be more than enough for what I'm doing here. Got my clippers here for the roots, and my rice knife there to cut the top off to make it a little bit easier when I'm digging. The trench should be only a few inches deep, a few inches wide, just basically loosening the soil up and putting them in the ground. I'll show that here as I do it. Alright, so I've got about a 30-foot trench dug here. You can see it's just a few inches wide, maybe 6 inches wide, just a little bit deep. I just disturbed the ground just a little bit, busted the dirt up a little so it's easy to work with. This would have been the most time-consuming part of this whole project, I'd think. It's just digging up this dirt here. You can see that's where my hose wrapped around the garden. Hopefully I didn't hit it with a shovel. So now I'm going to dig the comfrey up, which comfrey is a dynamic accumulator. What that means is it pulls things up from the ground, like minerals, nutrients, things like that, and then stores them in the plant. So it makes a great green fertilizer, and also a great thing for animals to eat. So that's why I'm putting it right here by the garden. So as it grows up here, I can just cut the leaves off and use them as green fertilizer right in the garden. Chicken coop is right over there, so I can use it from here and from the garden for the chickens if I want. So just trying to keep everything right here together so everything's convenient. So now I'm going to dig one of the comfreys up and start splitting the roots up. Alright, so I found where this comfrey actually goes into the ground, because I got this huge patch of it here. So I kind of just sorted this out, found where the roots are going to be here. And then I'm going to dig this out with the shovel and then kind of cut these roots up into slices that are 2 to 3 inches long. That should be enough, about the size of your pinky finger maybe. And I can grow a new plant from each one of those root cuttings. So here is the comfrey I dug up. This is my first attempt at this. I think I may have left a lot of the root in the ground. You can kind of see I messed it up a little bit there, kind of split it. But from everything I have seen and heard on these, every little piece I get off of this will still grow me a new plant. So I may have to dig a little bit more in there to get some more root chunks, but I think it'll still work. So go ahead and start cutting this up here. So here are 2 crowns that I dug up, since I kind of messed up the root on that first one, broke it off, went ahead and took a second. So I got all these roots here now. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and just cut pieces about this big off each root. And each one of these is going to be a new plant. Then I'm also going to replant those crowns. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to go put these in the trench and then cover the trench back over, put these crowns where I want some new plants, and we'll see how it does. So I cut all those roots up into pieces about this size, some of them even half this size, and then went all along the trench here. I also put my crowns here in the trench. So I got 3 crowns in there that should grow back pretty quickly. And then about every 6 inches to a foot here, I took one of these root cuttings and buried it in this trench. So I should have a nice long section here of comfrey next year. This is decent soil actually, and it doesn't even need good soil to grow. But I'm hoping this works. So I took 2 plants, dug them up, cut the roots up and put them here, put the crowns in here too, and then put a couple of the root cuttings back here in the holes that I dug these out of, so they should also grow back here. And if this works, then next year I'm going to do the same thing on the other 2 sides of the garden. So it's got basically a horseshoe ring all the way around the garden of comfrey. And then I'm also going to go and take some of these and put them in the blueberries. And that's what I'm going to do with this one here that I found left over after I finished. I cut it in half, put it in between the blueberry bushes, so that way we've got 2 more of them over there in the blueberries. Thanks for watching.